Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this first ever Company of Heroes Modern Combat Shoutcast. We are very excited to show you what we have been working on for years now. It's finally coming together and playing like a game, although not final yet and not ready for release. It's still in the alpha phase. We are still working on balance and bug testing, so please pay attention to this when watching this game. But nevertheless, we think that it's already quite entertaining. People playing the mod, especially WMD Clan, who's helping us with the balance, report that it's quite fun to play already, and we are really happy how it's all working out by now. So we feel quite comfortable to show you all this, and we hope to get a positive reaction, of course. The reason for the shoutcast is, of course, you, because you have voted us into the top 100 of Mod of the Year competition on ModDB, and this is very special for us, and this competition is important for us. It's not over yet. Please keep voting for us to get us in the top ranks of the final voting period, which ends in 3 days. Of course, the winner got quite good publicity, and publicity is very important to us, of course, because we are close to release. And publicity around release is never a bad thing. It will increase the player base for us and make it easier for you to find opponents. So please give us your vote and carry us to the top. But now, enough of the advertisement. Let's get into this shoutcast. But I'm not doing it for you, you know. I'm not a professional shoutcaster, this is the first one for me, so I found people who are much more experienced than I am, and these are Sandland and Tommy952. Welcome, guys.
Hey, Uncle Sam. I'm really looking forward to this. I don't know about you, Sam, but I'm super hyped to see this game now, because I mean, I've been having a ton of fun in these test games I've been doing for the past week in Modern Combat.
Yeah, I'm happy to have you two on the channel and do the shoutcasts for us, because yeah, I don't feel comfortable doing this, and please carry me through the show.
Yeah, happy to be here, and yeah, hello.
Yeah, I mean it's obviously it's totally different. I mean, if you just take a look at the HQs for the start off, I mean we have the tent-based US faction here with their huge tent HQ all the way up to the Chinese sort of factory building. That's the PLA, People's Liberation Army. So yeah, I mean, should we just take a quick look at the map? I mean,
we've got some quite nice features on this map, like trucks and such, instead of the normal Company of Heroes vanilla cover, which is quite nice and looks quite awesome, actually.
Yeah, that's right. That was the first thing I thought when I saw the map. I thought, wow, you know, these actually look, you know, modern. There's no sort of, there's no hint that this is all come from sort of Normandy or anything like that. It really does look like, you know, some sort of Chinese countryside.
Yeah, with the small things, I don't know what they're called, but if you look at the roofs of the buildings and such, it just looks awesome. You can see like Chinese looking stuff.
Yeah, it's almost like sort of you can sort of feel the communist era in some of the maps, really. But yeah, I mean, so Modern Combat Mod is obviously very different. We'll talk a little bit more about it as we go further into the cast once we start it off. But I mean, there's whole different tech trees, whole different doctrinal units. I mean, one thing that we really want to get across here is that this is not just a simple reskin. This is something that has been in development for absolutely years, as Sam said, and you know, it's a total conversion, and it's fucking amazing. It is going to be
very well executed and a ton of fun to play. So you should definitely give it a try when you have the chance to.
Yeah. So on the teams we have fighting for the PLA. We had Disturbed Youth, who is Spanky from the WMD clan. And over on the other side, who do we have? We have from the Chinese Modern Combat DB, who is Darkblade, one of the main leaders of Modern Combat Mod, responsible for doing the models and animations. So, and hopefully we'll get to see plenty of those models and animations, because there's a whole bunch of new and awesome shit to look at.
Yeah, we'll just let you see those as we play along. really.
Yeah. So I think we're ready to kick this thing off. So if we're all at the 5-second mark and we unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we got 2 different kinds of builder units out. We have from the PLA, we have the 3-man sort of engineer squad, combat engineer squad, and from the Americans we have the 4-man actual combat engineers.
One thing to note about the Americans is that you can't build any buildings to begin with. You can't build any tech buildings before you upgrade your HQ. So what Darkblade is doing right now, he's building a second engineer, and he can only upgrade after that engineer's done.
Exactly, and that brings us on nicely to the other nice feature of the US, is that they can build their tech buildings anywhere on the map. And so that means that in any connected territory that you have, you can build your barracks. And so we see the first Tier 1 building actually coming up inside his first cap territory, meaning it's a little bit closer to the front line.
And you've got, of course, there's trades-off with this. If this sector gets captured, he won't be able to produce anything from that barracks anymore.
Exactly, but on the flip side of that, you can also do you can also heal from that forward HQ. So it's it swings and roundabouts really. And over on the PLA side of things, we have the infantry barracks has come up. There's no teching required before you put down your Tier 1 building for them. And we have this little sort of Kettengrad type vehicle called the ATMP. It does have a gun, unlike the Kettengrad, but it can also cap. So that's a nice little unit there.
Maybe we should talk a bit about what you can build in the American barracks, because you can build one more unit than you would in normal VCOH, as you can build riflemen and a Humvee, and I think it's an MG crew.
Yeah, it's an MG crew. Yeah, I remember when I first started playing in my test games, I tried doing a sort of a rifle MG build. And I mean, there's lots of flexibility with the build orders now. It's not like you have to build 4 rifles. You can totally do a double Humvee start. I've seen stuff like that work out really well.
Especially since the Humvee is quite a bit more beefy than the Jeep is.
Yeah, no, that's a serious
more
vehicle.
of punishment than a Jeep can.
And we have our first unit of mainline infantry on the field from the PLA, and that's this squad of militia. And coming from the other side, we've got some combat engineers, so hopefully we'll see our first engagement here. And you'll begin to see how the dynamics of these units kind of play out. It's pretty much like a bit of a rifle Volk dynamic we're going to see when these riflemen go up against these militia. The riflemen, I think, have just about an edge over the militia at long range, but I think at close range the militia tend to have a bit of an upper hand. I'm not sure quite how that works out, Sam. Do you have the stats in mind for that?
Yeah, well, actually, the militia are quite cheap, so they just cost around, if I remember correctly, 240 MP, while the riflemen are quite expensive with 300 MP. So the riflemen are having an edge over the militia at anything but close range. But the AK-47 type weapon at the militia still does quite good damage at short range. So it's a bit of a gamble. Normally the rifles go out on top, but in the right situation, when you engage over red cover, the militia might still have quite a good chance of doing damage.
Yeah, I've seen in my test games that I find my rifles tend to just about edge it over the militia, but not by too much. It's a pretty close thing. It's all about the cover and stuff there. We have a bit of a Mexican standoff going up in the bottom right-hand corner. You might see an American engineer go down, which wouldn't be too good, because American engineers, they take quite a long time to build. Those combat engineers are not totally disposable units like they might be in VCO. They're actually quite useful.
Yeah, with the shotgun upgrade, they do a ton of damage.
Yeah. Now, there's something you won't have seen in VCO, the shotgun. And it is a completely new thing. It's really awesome, actually. Obviously, they work exactly how you might think they work, in that they do a ton of damage at close range, and then exponentially less damage as you go further out.
I've got one question about them, though. Do they work like flamers against buildings?
I don't think they do, actually. I think they just work like regular small arms do against buildings. They're powerful, but they don't seem to do that much damage to garrison units, which I think is quite fitting, because shotguns wouldn't really do much damage to guys in buildings like most small arms.
Well, actually, they do quite a bit of damage to buildings. We've started with the original thing that you mentioned, like shotguns can't do much damage to buildings, but we found out that US otherwise has quite a hard time to ungarrison buildings, and thus we've given it at least a bit of damage to buildings too.
Oh, okay. So now we do have a flamethrower out from the PLA up in the top right hand corner, so you can see that both builder units do have their own sort of special weapons. The PLA having the traditional flamethrower, and the Americans having these new shotguns.
Oh yeah, we might as well just talk a little bit about veterancy, because one thing I've noticed with US veterancy is it's still earned. However, you get to pick whether you want defensive or offensive veterancy on any unit that gains veterancy.
Yeah, exactly, much like the PE, and I think that's a really nice touch because I mean, I always love the PE style of veterancy. You know, the ability to sort of customize your stuff, and having triple offensive anything just makes you sort of go like, yes.
And I think it works especially well in this mod because it just adds to the flexibility of how you want to play your faction.
Exactly. And on the other side of things, we have the PLA who earn their veterancy as well, but they earn it in the American style. So I'm not quite sure about the exact veterancy buffs. Maybe Sam can fill us in on that, what kind of buffs they actually give. Is it just like Vico in that regard?
Well, the PLA veterancy indeed works pretty similar to the VCOH US veterancy, while, of course, the Americans speak for themselves, offensive or defensive veterancy, if bony for offensive or defensive situations. And the idea behind this was that we thought the US are quite versatile faction, and especially the rifleman should reflect the situation. Also, the upgrades you can do for the rifleman, there are many of them, reflect the situation, while the Chinese, we thought, to give kind of a contrast, are more specialized.
Right, just quick notice to barracks here. As you can see right now, he's using one of the abilities. It just worn off, but the barracks can heal, which makes it even better to have it at a forward position.
Exactly, yeah. It can be quite a nice tactical advantage, especially if you put it really far up. I've not seen really aggressive barracks placement, but that could totally become a viable strat. You know, like the forward HQ strat for Vermont. You know, all kinds of things that just waiting to be sort of thought out for this mod, really, as far as build orders and teching goes.
Also, we've got an upgrade on one of the riflemen. As you tech up and get the buildings for in the tech, as we've got a mechanized headquarters now, you can upgrade your rifles. First upgrade is this, I'm not quite sure, but second upgrade is a saw for the rifleman, which equips one of the squad members with a different gun.
Yeah, and the one they have currently, that's like a rifle nade type thing, so that's a bit of sort of area of effect damage right there. But the saw is, I had a double offensive veterancy rifle squad with a saw the other day, and they absolutely chew through infantry.
Yeah.
They're really, really cool. We have the first vehicle on the field, and it's probably worth bearing in mind that Modern Combat Mod is quite a bit more vehicle-orientated than in Vico. I mean, it's been all infantry up until this point, except for the mortar carrier, but now we have this ZBD 2000, and this is quite a powerful, fast vehicle. It's a bit like sort of the fast Puma in the kind of effect it can have, because it's quite good against both vehicles and infantry, if it's just lightly armored vehicles. And
we've got a striker infantry carrier vehicle, which basically is a half track.
Yeah, the gun on top, though, if I remember correctly, it was actually cheering me up when I was playing as Chinese the other day.
It is, as you just saw right now, and it still appears to still have the gun on top, even when there's nothing garrisoned.
Yeah, which is nice actually. But you can see that this ZBD 2000 is going to absolutely destroy it. He's actually going to block it and then take it down. Yeah, it's like a hot knife through butter.
We've seen now we see a javelin team from the US, which is going to do quite a bit of damage on that ZBD if it continues.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever played that level in Call of Duty 4 where you shoot the javelin against those tanks up on the bridge, but these javelins in Modern Combat work just like that, in that they can set up, like a martyr does, and actually fire vertically, and that gives them extra range and extra accuracy at the expense of firing speed, if I remember correctly.
That's absolutely true.
Yeah, and it's really, really awesome. I really hope we get to see that animation because it looks absolutely boss. So now we have the AT gun out as well.
Might be in trouble. As there's an AT gun and that's ZBD pushing up on it.
Yep, if he chases it, it could be toast. But I think he knows that there's a Javelin team out there now, so he doesn't want to be too aggressive. But yeah, that AT gun, I believe, is the only AT gun in the game as far as actual physical AT guns like the 57 from Vico actually go. And we're going to see Rifleman Squad go down near the top. So that's quite a big thing. Salute to Rifle Squad. They are not cheap.
Yeah, especially when he's only got one left now.
Wow, only one left. So how many did he build originally? I believe
he only made 2. And then he's got those 3 engineers.
Yeah, so he went for quite a fast take to tier 2, and he's got himself another infantry carrier now. So hopefully we get to see some other variants of the Striker, because there are 3 different types of Striker vehicle you can get. You can get this, which is like half track. You can get one with a big ass infantry fighting gun on the top, and you can get one with a big ass AT gun on top. So lots
and that
of
makes
flexibility
it quite a bit like a Marder in sense of range. However, it's got a turret.
Yeah, it has a turret, which is really nice. I don't think there's anything that actually doesn't have a turret in Modern Combat. I think Sam might have to correct me there, but I haven't seen anything that functions like the Hetzer or Marder.
No, you're absolutely right. All those vehicles have a turret on top, except for, of course the AT gun, but that's not a real vehicle, so...
Yeah, exactly. And now we have the first...
We now see one of them, the mobile gun system. And you can build those straight out of Tier 3, or you can build one in Tier 2 and upgrade it, I think.
Yeah, you can. And that just adds the whole sort of flexibility that they're really going for, especially with the US faction, and it's really nice to be able to do that. We also have another sort of slightly new unit out, which is the Sniper, and he's all gillied up, which looks really, really awesome. And he's going to be picking off these shotgun guys. I don't think we've seen too much action actually with the shotguns yet, but if you zoom in close, you can actually see they are indeed holding like Remington 870s or something. Over down here in the left.
He's going to have to get those shotgun guys out soon, as he's trying to move on the sniper.
Yeah, he was trying to charge a sniper, but that didn't work out too well. So we might hopefully see some sniper battles if the US sniper pops out as well, because the US sniper is a little bit unique as well, and hopefully we'll see that when he pops out, if he pops out.
Yeah, unique as in he can only cloak when in cover.
Indeed. Which makes him, although he's a lot cheaper though, he comes at 250 as opposed to the conventional 340, which is the same cost as the PLA sniper. So it's all swings and roundabouts really. Do we have a doctrine choice yet from the American player?
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
Let me just do the time sync. 13, 31, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
I'm right with you. Ooh, so what's... okay, so this is another new unit coming out. We have Tank Hunters coming out, which is an RPG-armed team from the PLA. They've got 2 RPGs there, and they have just done an absolute number on that Striker team, which really needs to back the hell out of there.
It's a nice mortar hit, though.
Yeah, very nice mortar hit. And this is, I think this is a Javelin, which is actually coming down vertically. If we take a look at that Javelin, we're going to see that it's not going to do a whole lot to infantry, but just so you can see the awesome animation. Oh my god,
sure.
that mortar!
I think it's a mortar.
That mortar is doing an absolute number on them.
Wow. Got 7 kills already.
Yeah, that thing has been absolutely beast, and we see a first striker veterancy for the PLA unit as well on that Flamer squad.
We see defensive veterancy on the mortar.
Pretty sensible, because if it works anything like the PE mortar half track, I don't think offensive veterancy actually does anything for it. At least not when it's barraging.
So, Sam, what faction would you say have an advantage in the early game and then loses it in the late game if it's like that?
Well, that's, to be honest, a bit hard to say right now, because we are going through many changes recently during the process, and things are getting forward and backward. But if I would have to say, I think early it's the US But late game, as we will see, the Chinese really pack a punch with their vehicles. But this might change. We actually are, of course, aiming for total balance because we want to have a competitive community with hosting tournaments and all that kind of stuff. So balance is definitely our goal.
All right.
Yeah, and I've seen that. I mean, you guys are putting out sort of 1, 2, 3 updates every day. So there's a this is there's a huge dedicated mod team, which it constantly amazes me really how much you guys have really put into it. But we have a big push coming out now from the Chinese player. He's got two of his initial squads of militia, his tank hunters, and a flamer squad following that up. They might be putting down the hurt on this mortar carrier.
All right. Let me just quickly add that we've got a tier 3 for the US now, and he's upgrading repairs. So this armored headquarters, which also could have been placed everywhere on the map, it's basically a repair bunker as well.
Yeah, I think it's you activate it like you activate barracks heals, so it's not permanent, I don't think. Is it permanent? I forgot.
No, it just works exactly like the repair bunker in VC Rage worked, just that it's now attached to a tier building.
Okay, great. So that's pretty cool, and hopefully we get to see the some of the units come out from that armored headquarters, because there's a lot of cool stuff. I won't spoil it yet, in case we see it. We have all 4 tier buildings actually built by the PLA player. He just finished building his armored workshop. So we might see some sort of medium tank battles coming up now. And this is when the vehicles really start to shine. And you'll see the power of the shotguns now. Look at these shotguns absolutely ripping through militia.
Wow, he might even lose
He might lose his squad, yeah. If he focuses it, down it goes. Very nicely done. He's got 2 lots of rifle nade squads there. They're not actually rifle nades as they work in VCOH, but they're quite similar. I mean, they do sort of an area of effect damage.
It kind of looks like a RR shooting, even though it's good against infantry. And
yeah, exactly.
Slightly good against light vehicles.
Yeah. One thing I actually forgot to mention, because I've seen it so many times now, but I thought it was so awesome the first time I saw it, was actually the MG team that's set up in the middle actually sets up its own little bit of orange cover, those little sandbags in front of it. You'll see you can actually use those as orange cover. Which is it's a pretty awesome little touch there. Just to sort of instantly have cover wherever you choose to set up your MG. But out from what do we have coming out from the armoured headquarters? I see that something's being churned out there.
We've got a Bradley on the way.
Okay, so that is one of the really, really awesome units. And I've seen those things lay down a lot of pain. Their gun is a little bit akin to, like, I don't know.
An Oswin?
Yeah, like an Oswin, but slightly lower caliber.
We've also got a TOV missile emplacement coming up in the middle.
So we have.
Which, we talked a bit about this before the game, but it kind of works like a Bofus, but it fires a missile that damages tanks quite a lot.
Yeah, it's there goes the javelin firing again. I just love that animation firing the javelin. But yeah, that town missile emplacement is going to be really, really good against any sort of medium tanks that pop out or anything like that.
Yeah, every tank that comes near this is going to be in trouble now.
Definitely.
Oh, and we've got booby traps.
Booby traps, very nice. Oh no! Finishes off the squad.
Rifle with saw went down.
Oh no.
That's painful.
That's very painful. So he's actually built himself a couple more rifles now because he's lost several.
Yeah, he made 1 more.
Okay.
Oh no, wait, he made 2 more. As he lost 1, yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Actually, I want to step in. It's not the saw upgrade. Actually, what you can see on these rifles is the M203 grenade launcher upgrade. The saw upgrade comes later with tier 3.
Yeah, but he lost one.
He did have a saw,
point.
yeah, before one of the earlier squads.
Then I'm sorry.
That's alright.
It's no problem.
And we have a Vet 2 sniper out from the PLA, so that's just a cloak anywhere sniper. And also the middle MG's been cleared, but out and out comes the ZBD 2000. That's going to be going up against a striker, which is going to lay down a whole lot of turd on him. You see a huge chunk of damage taken out.
80 guns turning though. So now the striker's in trouble.
Oh no, yeah, the striker's really in trouble now. Damaged engine already. He might even get finished off by the ZBD.
Yeah, he's shown his arse, which is never a good thing.
Down it goes. I'm still waiting to see something pop out of that armoured workshop in the PLA base, because there's nothing popped out of there, but I know that the amount of firepower that those things can churn out, and it is scary.
Actually, there is a Bradley on the field right in the middle next to the VP. Oh,
So
are
there
you
is.
talking about the PLA
I was talking about
workshop?
the PLA one, yeah.
Oh,
But
no,
this
that-
Bradley is. It's only got 1 kill, but this is a new type of infantry unit we've seen now. We've got a squad of regulars out from the PLA, and they're armed with a variety of weapons. They seem to have like FAMAS and also like a sniper type weapon.
Well, they have a QBZ-95, which is something like the M4 equivalent of the PLA, but you can upgrade them with a Type 88 sniper rifle. So it's something like a Recon squad now, and with the good damage and sniper ability, good for long range.
So it works like a British recon section with the sniper ability when you have that upgrade, and then
Yeah, pretty
also with quite good guns already.
Yeah, that's true. But they are from Tier 2 and quite expensive, so those are the elite infantry of PLA.
Wow, Bradley just destroyed,
Annihilated, yeah, that squad. That RPG team isn't having a very fun time trying to penetrate that thing, but now comes the AT gun.
Yeah, AT gun's not having any problems.
Yeah, no problems at all, but he's got defensive veterancy now, so that's going to be really nice. But, yeah, wow, 15 kills on that American sniper, so he's having quite a nice game.
Bradley went down.
Oh, no. That was really nasty. I think he must have thought he was out of range when he wasn't. Do we still not yet have a Doctrine pick from the American player?
Not that I know of, no. He's got 6 CPs, but you haven't picked anything.
Wow, okay, I've got 3 CPs floating on my end and still no Doctrine pick, so I'm really excited to see those, because some of the Doctrine abilities are really, really awesome. Oh, now comes a tower missile and totally annihilates the ZBD-2000.
Wow.
That thing just went boom. And now we have the first vehicle out of the armoured workshop up on the top. Now this is the
we've
2
actually
vehicles
got
out.
2. Damn.
Two of these Type 95Ds, and these things are beastly. I mean, they look big and they are big, and they do a lot of damage. They are very big.
We've got a new rifleman out with the upgrade, saw upgrade.
Ah, cool. So so we do, yeah, near the tower emplacement. So that's going to do a good job of protecting that, hopefully. Down here in the left-hand side, yeah, we have these two T90, Type 95. So there's not a whole lot of AT. I mean, I don't know if the Javelin and the Tau emplacement is going to be enough to fend off 2 of these tanks. But we'll soon see. I mean, if we look at the...
He's going to be in trouble if anywhere except for the Tau emplacement, as he won't have enough AT at any other place in the map.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the one flaw.
He made a new Bradley, which is not that great against tanks. I mean,
no,
they
it's
can
more
get an
infantry
upgrade.
fighting.
A Tau missile upgrade.
Yeah, and then you pay, I think it's 35 munitions to fire a rocket. And I really hope we get to see that, because that is, again, another animation that looks ultra, ultra cool. We might see a Flamer squad go down here from the Chinese player. Oh, and I actually saw he has now picked a Doctrine. I believe that's asymmetrical warfare he's picked, because I just saw that Flamer squad cloak when it was capping that point.
Rifle with saw went down.
Ah, that's painful. Is it asymmetrical warfare that allows your units to cloak, Sam?
Yeah, that's right. You can pick the guerrilla ability, which allows units to cloak and cover once you've picked it. Pretty much like the Fallschirmjäger ability.
But it doesn't actually give a buff, does it?
We've got 2 snipers now.
2 snipers is going to be very, very painful. That's really going to lay on the hurt.
Wow, and T-59 just went too close to the Tau emplacement.
Oh, and here we go. We have Type 81 rocket launcher just absolutely opened up on that tower emplacement. But it's going to go down if he sits there for too long. If he takes another rocket, oh, the rocket launcher goes down.
Tau emplacement went down as well, though.
Bit of veterancy for that RPG squad there. And we have an armoured reconnaissance vehicle out, which, when activated, it acts a bit like a vampire, except instead of showing units on the minimap, it just extends your fog of war. So if I turn the fog of war on now, you can actually see that armoured reconnaissance vehicle next to that +5 fuel actually allows him to see all the way down into the fog of war, all the way down to that bottom VP. So now we have covert infiltration picked from the PLA player, which allows him to spawn a militia and engineer squad from any building on the map, any neutral building. Which is...
US has really got to watch out for those booby traps.
Oh no, he might lose another source squad up here.
Nah, he moved to.
He dodged. Okay. Fair enough. The
now he's got he picked overwhelming firepower.
Okay. I think that's an ability that makes you shoot faster. I think at the expense of accuracy or something like that.
That's true. Yes, exactly.
Wow. Bradley is completely chewing up infantry.
I love the Bradley. It's so awesome.
Nearly killed a regular.
Oh,
squad.
it kills a
Flamer.
Flamer squad. That's going to be really, really nasty. So I mean,
C-59 moving over.
The PLA player is in pretty good position actually right now. The American player really needs to grab those VPs back, which he's doing, but he needs to also hold on to them. And here we have a Tau missile firing from the Bradley into the face of that Type 95. Luckily, I think that Bradley's probably going to get out of here if he keeps reversing up.
Yeah, seems like it. Even though if Spanky would have used his AT gun, he might have been able to take it down.
Oh yeah, he's got that AT gun, but it's pointing the wrong way. He just needs to turn it. He doesn't realize. We have that double sniper team being absolutely vicious against riflemen and javelin teams up in the...
Yeah, especially against javelin teams, as they only need to shoot twice. Oh, we've got a US sniper out.
Okay, this will be interesting now, because hopefully we'll see some counter snipes going on. Obviously, with the ability to only camo and cover, he's gonna have his hands full. But I think that is something that's currently being debated a lot. It's one of the main.
Is he being showed right now by the?
He is.
Yeah,
he's decloaked.
seen.
Oh no! He needs to retreat. Oh, that was very, very lucky. He just wandered straight into that MG fire. That was very, very unlucky. So with asymmetrical warfare, I believe the Chinese player is eventually going to be able to pop out one of the super tanks, if I remember correctly.
Well, if you call it a super tank, he's able to pop out the PZ-95, which is something similar to a Wirbelwind, but a bit more powerful.
Okay.
The real super tank, the ZTZ-99, is available in the Futures Now Doctrine.
Yes, that's right. More booby traps getting placed up in a top VP, so the PLA player really wants to hang on to these VPs, because he's seen the VP situation, it's got him down to 170.
We've got another mobile gun system out, and a Bradley moving on the right side, which is quite a deadly combo.
Yeah, I've seen those mobile gun systems at work, and I know that they really do a number on those Type 95 medium tanks if kept at decent range and with their AP ability popped.
Yeah, and as you notice, the strikers now have CoH armor, which is an ability of the close combat doctrine. So it gives them more protection against rockets and indirect fire, like rocket artillery.
Cool. And does that also work against RPGs?
Especially RPGs, yes.
Especially RPGs. Awesome. Oh yeah, Bradley eats 2 frontal penetrations over from that RPG team. He might lose the entire team though. Now. He is quite low, but he might kill off the RPG team if he gets one more shot in. But he
got away.
Just got away. Very, very lucky.
Sniper shooting at regulars.
Yeah, those regulars.
How far's the range on those regulars? Sniper ability.
It's comparable to the one of the Recon squads, of British Recon squads.
Alright.
Okay.
So US snipers not
right now
trouble
he's still in secure range, but it's still brave.
That recon unit just went down to the javelins.
Oh, nasty.
Mortars down though.
No, 80 gun takes it out.
Bradley, look at Bradley.
Oh wow, that Bradley's getting really low, but that Type 95, he doesn't fancy it. He doesn't fancy it at all. I think we might have AP rounds popped. Oh, he's getting some rear armor hits. The striker's going to chase him.
Moving over.
Oh, striker takes one to the nose, but that Type 95 is not getting out of there peacefully. He's going to take another hit. Oh, he just survives. He's such a lucky man. He might lose that striker if he keeps trying to chase him.
Trouble now. Oh,
boom! Takes him down and gets himself a striper.
Double veterancy.
Double vet. Wow, that's really, really nice.
Double defensive vet. That's going to be a bit harder to kill now.
Yeah, significantly harder to kill. So we still have one Type 95 alive, and we have something being built. I think this is another rocket launcher, Calliope type unit being built by the PLA, so I'm really interested to see how he uses that.
Oh, US sniper might have to watch out now. There's two PLA snipers close.
I see that. Yeah, he's. Oh, no!
Oh, he's down.
Oh, down he goes. That was unfortunate. And if you notice, that actually creates only 14 XP, and you're probably used to seeing 19 XP from a sniper kill. So I think that's just due to reflect the sort of the ability that they can only cloak and cover, so they're not quite as versatile.
All right, we've got a M1A2 Abrams Tusk tank unlocked in Doctrine abilities by the US.
Oh, I
He's
really
got enough manpower to put it on the field.
I really. Oh, here it is.
I might just add that was 1,000 manpower to get this unit on the field, so it has to pack a punch.
Yeah, I believe this is like the KT of Modern Combat mod, and it is an absolute beast. Especially the Tusk model is even better than the regular model, if I believe, because you can get both, can't you?
Yeah, just look at the speed for once. It's quite fast, and it's got a insane gun and all.
Yeah, it's absolutely
But this
beastly
is a
against
really,
the armor.
really
He might actually try and
tank.
he actually decloaked one of the snipers there. Oh, he might lose a sniper here if the Tusk aims at him. And we have the rocket launcher out now as well.
Got AT gun shooting at him though.
He does, but he can bounce AT rounds all day if he wants to.
Type 9059. D is moving in on him as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in terms of size, they're comparable, but in terms of firepower, that Bradley is going to absolutely destroy that Type 95.
I mean the Abrams.
Yeah, the Abrams, sorry.
Bradley's moving in from the rear to shoot at the AT gun.
Very nice stuff to flank that AT gun, yeah, because that's the only real bit of proper AT he has there. You can see that AT gun just bouncing shells off the
And we've got RPGs here as well. He's got
wow, he got no attention off the
AT
RPG.
force right here.
Yeah, he has more AT than I thought he did. We have another Type 95 tank
going
on
to
it as
take
well.
the Abrams down without... The Abrams didn't even kill the rocket launcher.
Yeah, Abrams hasn't really done a whole lot, really, did he? And we have...
Bradley might do it though.
He can't penetrate. This must be so frustrating for him.
Fire top. Yeah, there it goes.
Oh, very nice use of the tower missile there. The striker coming in.
Going to finish off that weakened tank.
Oh no, down goes the Bradley. The American players losing all his expensive vehicles now.
Wow, he's only got that striker and a rifle and an engineer left. So he's probably toast now.
He's not in a great situation now. Really not in a great situation. He's going to lose that striker, but not before he takes out the Type 95. I'm getting triple defensive veterancy before he goes down.
However, he has got nothing but a rifleman and an engineer now.
Yeah, and he's got all three VPs capped against him, so I don't think he's not going to come back from this. Yeah, he's throwing in the towel. Very nice, very nice. I mean, this game showed a lot of the units. I'm pretty sure we didn't see quite everything, because obviously you can never see everything doctrinal in one game. But, I mean, we saw the snipers, we saw the Abrams Tusk, and also the use of, like, you know, how MGs are still very, very, very useful, even in Modern Combat, despite the sort of the Wehrmacht and US dynamic being totally shaken up.
We didn't see a US MG though.
No, we didn't, and I've very rarely seen US MGs actually in my test games. I think people prefer to go for sort of heavy rifle or heavy Humvee builds, but I mean, I think there's a whole world of sort of new strats and stuff that people are just waiting to come up with. Yeah,
but definitely check this mod out when you get the chance to. It is an absolute blast to play, and
Yeah, I mean, just before that game finished, PLA player unlocked one more ability, which I'd just like to mention, which is called Hack Attack. For 250 munitions, you can decrease the speed at which the US can recruit and reinforce units, which is an ultra cool ability. I was using it in one of the test games earlier, and my opponent was just crying blood tears. It's brilliant. Some of these doctrinal abilities are really, really brilliant. But I mean, that was a really awesome game actually. I mean, it showed off a lot of the units, and we saw obviously the Abrams being pretty beastly, although kind of strange use of the Abrams, just like lol charging the AT gun.
He didn't really have a choice though.
Yeah,
he had lost so much.
Yeah. and we didn't see the US tents being taken down, repacked, so that you can get your resources back. Because that's something you can actually do as US. You can take down, for example, your infantry headquarters and get some of your resources back if you no longer have a use for it, which is a really, really nice touch and just adds to the whole sort of versatility of the US faction versus, the Chinese certainly are quite versatile as well, and we saw all 4 tech buildings out from them to get maximum range of units there as well. One thing to definitely mention, though, is that currently the ModDB Mod of the Year contest is going on, and sort of that's a contest to sort of show who's putting the most work into their mods, etc. Really, really big award, and I'm sure Sam will have a few words to say about that. But all I can say is that I know who I'm going to be voting for this year, and the amount of work gone into this is just incredible. But Sam, what do you have to say about the Mod of the Year? Do we not have Sam?
Oh, sorry, I was muted, so...
Oh, okay.
Sorry for that. But yeah, definitely, Mod of the Year is pretty important for us. I've said about a few words about this in the beginning of this cast, and I just want to remember all our viewers to vote for us again. Maybe this Shoutcast was giving you the last kick to really give us your vote, and not someone else. But actually, you can vote for as many mods as you want, not just for one. So... You may definitely just give us your vote as well if you like what you've seen. And I want to take the opportunity to thank you two guys for your help with getting this Shoutcast together, and especially your whole clan. WND has been really active in the alpha version of our mod to get the balance right, find bugs and so on. So I want to take the opportunity here to thank you as well. And yeah, this whole thing was quite exciting to me, and I'm looking forward to see the reaction of our community.
Yeah, I feel quite special for being the first sort of feature length Modern Combat cast, and definitely when more games start coming out and when this goes into sort of beta, or when it comes sort of into sort of its finished state, I will definitely be putting out a lot of shoutcasts for this. So do keep an eye out for those.
Yeah, you're looking forward to that. I'm looking forward for that.
All right.
So I think this is a good point to end this first show. We've had quite a lot of minutes and great action going on. And thank you again for doing this cast. And guys, post feedback on our forums. Watch our homepage. We are posting up news on at least a monthly basis, but most of the time we are posting up more news posts over the month. Keep checking back on ModDB. Keep taking part in the discussion. We are always having eyes open for and ears open for suggestions. Although we are already in a quite advanced stage, so fundamental things might not go in anymore, but definitely give us your balance suggestions and so on. And yeah, keep your eyes peeled for further updates.
All right, thanks for that. So if that's everything, then thank you guys for watching.